Hey, Ben Graves here. I'm a National Geographic certified educator and a 2018 Grosvenor Teacher Fellow. I want to share with you in this short video a couple tips for making your own teacher-produced videos. I did this a lot on my expedition to the Arctic, and now as I'm transitioning to be a distance teacher, I'm doing this a lot to bring the outside into my students while they're learning at home. And so the first thing you do is you take some videos on your phone. And I really like to use the selfie mode when I take my videos, as seen right here in this kind of video here that's on my screen, because I think it lends a personal appeal to these kind of home produced videos. Make sure when you do this that you take it in landscape mode. This way is going to really look a lot better on computers that students are going to be watching this on. So the second thing is, once you've taken your video, you need to upload it into an editing software. And I really like iMovie, especially if you already use an iPhone and have a Mac, because it's really simple. Your videos will show up right here under libraries, under photos. And so when planning out your video, I like to try to do as few takes as possible. I call those one take wonders. And that's because it's really time consuming to edit and you can get really bogged down in the process. So try your best to get your shot in just one or two takes. And then the other thing you want to actually record is something called BRoll. And BRoll is, in sort of video language, is things that you incorporate into your video, showing close-ups of maybe your finger touching something, or maybe a very close-up of, say, a flower or something that you're trying to do a video of. So once you got your primary shot of you speaking, you can upload that into your iMovie, and that's going to be your A-roll. That's going to be your primary part of your video. And then you have your B-roll set up. What I like to do with my B-roll is I like to quickly remove the audio. So you can click this button, detach audio from each one, because really all you're using that B-roll for is to have close-up shots. Okay, so once you've deleted those, the audio, you're gonna then start your B-roll, and you're gonna kind of insert it into different places, so that you can have a little bit of diversity of screen in your video. So I've got my video where I introduce my activity. So see how here I'm talking about something specific. So I'm gonna add some of my my B-roll in there, and I might shorten those. I like to limit some of my shots to be 3 to 5 seconds, so that you have really short clips showing those close-up shots. And in this video, I actually couldn't get everything onto one take because I had a car driving by. So I have a second take here that I'm gonna drag into my editing pane, and then I'm gonna see how I can best combine these together. When you have two different shots, where you've kind of changed perspectives, a lot of times it's nice to make sure that you've got a little bit of B-roll to use to kind of smooth that over. The other thing is I always start and end my shots a few seconds of silence on either end, so then I can quickly go in and I can shorten my clip, so I can take away some of that silence. You really want to try to make your online videos as short as possible, because we know our students have pretty short attention spans, and it's really going to be able to get your message across the fastest. I like to really use the simplest of these titles. iMovie's titles are kind of tough to work with because you don't get a lot of options. But putting things in the beginning where you're introducing yourself, especially if you're sharing this on YouTube. And then finally, when you have your short video and all your bits of B-roll in there, you're just going to hit this button in the top here, where it's the share button. Okay, and so this is going to allow you to create a file. I often, when I create my files, I select a pretty low resolution for posting on Google Classroom. So I might keep it here at 540. If I want to upload this to YouTube, or for just to have a higher resolution copy, you can choose one of these higher resolution copies. And so that's the basics of creating a one-take wonder for your students. Check out this link to see my final product.